Welcome, Gille, to the Rustenburg podcast.
Hi all, welcome to our podcast. Today we have Heidi from Reach for a Dream and she'll be telling us a bit more about it. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Amazing.
So with me, I have Imogen Hope Bailey who will also be helping us ask some questions. My name is Anasha Mapunga and this is Imogen. To all those watching who don't know what Reach for a Dream is about, can you explain what it is and what you do?
Yes, of course. So Reach for a Dream is an organization that fulfills the dreams of children between the ages of 3 to 18 years who have been diagnosed with a life-threatening medical illness. So it's for children who have been diagnosed with illnesses such as cancer, organ transplant, cystic fibrosis, anything that may potentially limit their life expectancy. And Reach for a Dream is all about uplifting them during their really difficult journey and letting them know that tomorrow is worth fighting for. We want to give them hope, and we want to let them know that their dreams do matter despite the fact that they've been diagnosed with a life-threatening illness.
So sweet.
Wow. Let us go back to 1988. How did Reach for a Dream start, and what was the inspiration to start an organization which helped kids reach their dreams?
So back in 1988, the Rustenburg Rotary Club was busy doing community service in the community, and they found this little boy, JC Steinman, who was 7 years old at the time, and it was his birthday coming up, and he suffered with the aging illness. So you know when you're born looking old, and then it impacts your organs. So for JC's birthday, he expressed a dream to go for a ride on a motorcycle and a horse. And our chairman, at least the Rustenburg Rotary Club chairman at the time, Owen Parnell, decided this would be an amazing initiative to get involved in. Let's make it happen. So they were on a big farm and they organized everything for JC, and they just saw how much joy it brought not only to JC but to his extended family and friends around him. And so Owen Parnell thought, imagine if we could do this for all children who are going through similar situations. Because the reality of the situation is that when you've been diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, obviously it sets you back. It throws you into, oh my gosh, I'm not sure what's going to happen now. And when you offer that glimmer of hope and you create an experience for these children to have something that they wouldn't believe could come true, and you're able to actually make that happen for them. I always say it's like, you know, we have the responsibility of almost being like a fairy godmother, because we have the power to make their dreams come true, and how beautiful is that? Yeah. So Owen decided then that he wanted to make something more formal. So he contacted the Make-A-Wish Foundation in America, because they do very similar work that we do. And together they collaborated, and Reach for a Dream was born.
That's such a sweet story. Over the years, RGJS has supported Reach for a Dream with 13,000 Rand last year. What do you do with that money, and how can we continue to support Reach for a Dream?
So first of all, I want to give a huge shout out to all the team, all the pupils, everybody at Rustenburg Junior for your amazing support, because we honestly couldn't do it without people like yourselves. So thank you. And for every 20 Rand sticker that you contribute towards, collectively we are able to make even more dreams come true. So it may seem just for 20 Rand, what does this mean? But when we pulled it together, we can honestly make a big impact in the children's lives that we serve. And you guys are all part of that.
Yeah. What has been your favorite part of making children's dreams come true?
Gosh, so I think I alluded to it just now. I think that we have the power to be the fairy godmother and wave the magic wand. And I think it's just so incredible to be able to connect with people who have a common interest in supporting the work that we do. You know, helping us make dreams come true. Sometimes children in the wildest dreams really couldn't imagine. They want to meet their hero, let's say. We had a little dreamer years ago who wanted to meet Madiba, Nelson Mandela. And no amount of money, no amount of anything was going to make that happen. But Reach for a Dream has a few contacts. And so we reached out, and we were actually able to make the little boy's dream come true. So I think it's just so rewarding, fulfilling to know that you can make a difference. And every 20 Rand sticker is helping us make that difference.
Amazing.
I'm sorry to disturb. Please could you move your chair a bit more to direct the camera?
Sure.
Okay. Meeting Nelson Mandela is a really big deal. It really is. And so amazing. So on Slipper Day, have you ever had a child who came in with an illness and you feared they wouldn't be able to follow their dreams? What did you all do? What did you all ensure that child got to experience their dreams come true? I know you answered this already in a few, but could you give us another example?
Definitely. So because of the nature of the illnesses that the children are diagnosed with, sometimes they're spending long periods of time in hospital. Sometimes we will plan a dream and then unfortunately the child will get ill during the course of the night and have to be admitted to hospital. So we really, as far as possible, try to take our dreamers out of the hospital with their family and give them a really amazing day, take them away from the hospital, the injections, the treatment, everything that they're going through. But sometimes, unfortunately, it's beyond our control, and the doctor would request for us to actually make the dream come true in the hospital. So in a scenario, to answer your question like that, we would try to bring as much of the dream to the dreamer. Another example that I can give you, also many, many years ago, we had a dreamer who just loved sweets and chocolates. He was absolutely obsessed. So our plan for him was to take him to a chocolate factory shop and just let him have that full-on experience, obviously get hampers of sweeties and chocolate, etc. But he, unfortunately, was not able to come out of the hospital. So the doctors gave us consent for us to go and visit him in his ward. So I'll never forget, he was on his drip and we made an excuse that he had to go see the doctor. And while he was seeing the doctor, we snuck into his ward and we literally tapered chocolates and sweets and everything up the walls, on the floor, on his bed, everything. So when he walked into his ward, he got such an amazing surprise. He was so happy. Obviously, he didn't know where to start. So that's a classic example. If we can't make the dream happen according to ideal circumstances, we will do everything to try and bring as much of the dream to the dreamer, even if it's in hospital or to their bed at home.
That sounds incredible. If I know a child who could use the help from Reach for a Dream, how do I contact you and bring that child to you?
Fantastic. So we do have a website, www.reachforadream.org.za. And just to also confirm, anybody can refer a child. So it doesn't have to come from the hospital. It can be a granny, a mommy, an auntie, social worker. And then you just let us know the details of the child and we'll be able then to follow up and confirm that they are diagnosed with the illness and pursue to go and visit them.
Thank you.
Since the foundation relies solely on donor funding, what are some ways a regular person or a local business could support their mission?
Yes, so unfortunately we're not supported by the government, so it is individual donors and corporate donors that support us. So some people do like a monthly donation, even if it's 50 Rand, and again, every 50 Rand adds up so that we can fulfill a dream. Sometimes the amounts are bigger. Sometimes corporates want to, every corporate has a CSI component of their business. They do get BE certificate as well as a Section 18A, which is a tax deductible amount from their donation. So that's incentive to corporates to support us. And then we also have various fundraising initiatives such as Slipper Day. And we have a beautiful gala dinner in Cape Town held at the Mount Nelson Hotel, and 4 golf days nationally. So there's lots of ways for people to be involved. So besides the money component, we also have in-kind support. And I think that's very important to mention because people often want to help, but they don't know how. So let's say we have a dreamer who wants to go for a drive in a very fast sports car. maybe you guys have contacts who can assist us with that, or go for a little flip in a helicopter. So the kind of experience dreams, or maybe be a chef for the day. So there is opportunity beyond the monetary contributions to help us make dreams come true as well.
A gala sounds really fun. I definitely want to go to that.
It's very fancy.
What is the general age range of the children that Reach for a Dream supports?
So we say between 3 to 18 years, because we want to be able to go to the child and have a conversation with them about getting to know them a little bit more. So under the age of 3, obviously that becomes a little bit difficult. So yes, and very often then if we do example a dream when they're 1, then they may not necessarily remember the dream. So we really want to create an impact for the dreamer so that they understand their dream day.
Yeah.
So can you please tell us like the different funky slippers that you've seen around on Slipper Day?
Wow, we got very special slippers. We have, I don't know what the obsession is, but you know the Bigfoot slipper?
Oh, those
People
are so
love
fun.
those.
Those are awesome. Yeah.
We have crocodiles, we have unicorns, we have swans, we have porcupines, we have little bears, we have dogs. So we really do have a most awesome range. And if anybody is interested to order those slippers, again, they're very welcome to go onto our website and they can purchase the slippers directly from the catalogue.
Can we get a free hot chocolate at Wimpy?
Most definitely. I think the most exciting part of the campaign for some people is the fact that they get something in return. So guys, for your 20 Rand, you can claim a free hot chocolate or a coffee for your moms and dads. And this year we've got a very exciting scratch and win element. So what that means is on your sticker, there's the old-fashioned scratch and win. You scratch it, you see if you're a winner. It could be 50% of Crocs vouchers, it could be airtime, it could be fruit and veg vouchers. So that's also, and you've got a 1 in 13 chance of being a winner.
That's such a lot. I want to do that.
I'm going to Wimpy.
Awesome.
Out of all the dreams you've helped fulfill, is there one particular story that stands out as a perfect example of the magic Reach for a Dream creates?
I always say, like, each dream is as special and individual as the children are themselves. It really is unique and something a dream must be something that really matters in your heart. And you can't believe that this experience can really, really come true. But there are so many special stories to share. We had a little boy about 2 years ago who was obsessed with trains. In fact, when he was just a baby, he always used to go around. His first words his mom said was choo-choo, because he just loved the trains. And so when we went to talk to him about what would be his greatest dream, he said he'd love to be a train conductor. So we organized with the trains out in Simonstown. We got his own little special train conductor suit. He spent time with the conductor. It was the most amazing experience, but very relevant to his area of reality. For some other children, like I said, they want to be a chef for the day and they get that whole experience. Some other children, ask for things like gaming PCs because they want to go into coding, and just to see the impact of the realization of the dreams coming true and what they go on to do with that, because some of our dreamers don't have the same opportunity that other dreamers have. And we've had dreamers who have wished for laptops so that they can continue their studies, because a lot of our children don't get to go to school for the duration of their treatment. And you know what, honestly, we've got a couple of dreamers that have become doctors today, and they say it's because of Reach for Dreams influence, letting them know that tomorrow is worth fighting for, that they can believe in their dreams, and that anything is possible.
That is really so sweet and heartwarming. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you don't forget to like
And subscribe.
We're signing out from Bananashe and
Imogen. Bye.